Science! Without it, all is lost. So our smartest and brightest built a state-of-the-art science and training facility. With this facility, we can utilize the knowledge gained from delicate equipment and experiments performed out in space and on other celestial bodies and transform it into new technology to be used for future space excursions. However, the program director didn't like the carpet and scrapped the entire project. Due to economic and social pressures, the Kethane Mining Project on Minmus will continue.
Hello everyone, this is Shimmy, back with some more Kerbal Space Program, playing the Sandbox Space Campaign, and today we're going to be doing another mission into space. We're going to change up the pace a little bit. We've been doing a couple Minmus missions. This is still related, however, what I'll be doing is be launching my first space station into orbit. The space station, its first destination is just in medium orbit around Kerbin. Eventually, I plan on moving it over to the into orbit around Minmus. This entire launch is going to be probably one of my most expensive launches to date. The total cost of the vessel is 243,000 krones. The mission payout for this entire mission is only 250. So pretty much all I am getting is the payout in order to just launch this thing. I'm not going to really make any profit on this, but that's all right, because what will come in the future is actually a pretty decent payout if I can refuel this thing with a significant amount of liquid fuel and oxidizer. Then I'll be able to get a mission goal of an orbital fuel depot without having to launch it from the surface. I can just go ahead and refuel it. So anyway, just to change up the pace of things here, I'm just going to go and launch right now. I'm just going to probably be a pretty straightforward episode. Actually, that seems pretty loud. Let me go ahead and check my settings here. How's my spacecraft? 5%. It's 5%. It's so loud. So loud. All right, let's set it to 2. Let's go ahead and apply that and close that. Yes, all right. So you might be able to hear me just a little bit more. I did a little bit testing. With this spacecraft. I believe that I'll be able to get into orbit and get into the appropriate orbit that I want. As you can see, I do not have a Kerbal or anything in the launch or anything like that. Still a little bit too expensive for my taste. I know I was closing in on 900,000 krones, but as you know, these launches are expensive. So you can see here I have the engines that I'm using are the Wildcat engines from the KW rocketry pack. They are gimbling engines like the stock engines, however, they're just a tad bit more powerful, but a tad bit less specific impulse, so less efficient. But that's what I wanted. As you can see here, I'm using stretchy tanks because I wanted to get the exact amount of fuel. And of course, the procedural fairings. This is purely aesthetic. However, it helps. It helps me to know that my rocket kind of looks like a rocket. So, if I'm in a good mood, then I think I'll be able to fly this properly. So let's just go ahead and start our gravity turn. Now we don't want to go too quickly over. This thing is kind of temperamental, and I don't want to get into a situation where it flips over. With these larger, heavier rockets, they start to get really unwieldy, and you have to be really careful. And as you can see, that it's already wobbling all over the place. You see that? How it's woo. So let's go ahead and close this out. And my Delta V meter with Kerbal Engineer seems to be bugged, so I decided not to include it or have it up on screen because it just was kind of throwing me off. So let's go ahead and get this into position here. Now what I want to do is make sure these don't collide. Looks like a clean separation. That's very, very nice. Alrighty. So I would say at this point we are pretty much golden as as far as this launch goes. You know, assuming it doesn't flip around all crazy like. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more down. Pitch down a little bit more. And about 45,000 is when I break my fairings. I mean, I could break them now, but I don't know. It's just kind of habit, I guess. And so the way I've designed this thing is I have the space station modules in here. The fuel pod module is actually being used at the moment with the engine section right here. And what will happen is I will disconnect the engine section after I launch, or after I finish getting into orbit. So we are at 50,000. We need to pitch up a little bit. I think I pitched over a little bit too quickly. My time to apoapsis. When I am launching, I prefer to keep this above 50 seconds until the very end, where my apoapsis is getting above 65k kilometers. However, at that point, it just kind of runs away from you anyway, so go ahead and pitch down all the way to the horizon. Oops, forgot to break my fairings. Let me go and break my fairings right this second. Nice clean separation. And I will keep burning until the apoapsis reaches to an altitude of 200 kilometers. There we go. Let me go ahead and go up to 205. Since I'm still in the atmosphere, there's going to be a little drag. If I can check my vessel, let's see. Yeah, see, it kind of froze there for a second. Hopefully it didn't freeze the recording or desynchronize any of the audio, but let's see here. The delta V of 380, that's a little bit less than what I had on my last try. I did a couple flight tests because I felt that it was necessary in order to do the flight test, because it was kind of, I felt that it was going to be kind of unwieldy to begin with. Alright, so now I'm just going to plan my orbit circularization burn. Check the delta V required, 128 meters a second. Freezing again. Let's go ahead and close that delta V section there. I'm not sure why that is happening. Well, I've got an idea. I think it might be because of fuel crossfeed being enabled between this. This fuel in here got fed into here. Alrighty, now we're going to go ahead and extend the panels. Looks like they're activated. And so as I coast up here, I want to describe exactly what the station is doing. If the thing would stop freezing on me, that will be unfortunate if this keeps happening. Let's see here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and disable you. I have a feeling it was all because of Flight Engineer. If not, then we might have a problem. But let's just go with that. Anyway, so what I was saying, I was going to describe to you what exactly is on the space station. We've got the cupola module right here. We have the hitchhiker can. They can hold 4 people. The cupola can hold 1. We got the 2 small docking ports, the 2 large docking ports. We got a probe core right here. It has battery. The solar panels power it. But the more important part is the fuel section down here. So right here I have a kethane conversion unit. What it will do is convert kethane into liquid oxidizer, liquid fuel, monopropellant, even xenon gas. And what that will do, it'll feed it into here and even feed it into here. As you can see, these are docking ports. Eventually I will be disconnecting this, hopefully returning it. And I got some extra monopropellant here. And along with the dipole antennas, I have a couple larger antennas here. good enough to go to the moons of Kerbin. Oh, whoops. I actually did more than I wanted. Well, anyway, what I'll be doing is I'll be coasting around to my apoapsis. I'll be circularizing and make sure that everything is properly operating. And we can call that a successful mission. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Alrighty, I am just about to complete my orbit circularization burn here. Burning right now. I'm using the map mode in order to help me make this burn, because unfortunately Flight Engineer is being freezing my game for some reason. But with that, I have a near circular orbit around 200 kilometers. And a destination for future missions. So at this point, let's go ahead and open up Mission Controller. I met all the mission goals, which include be in orbit around Kerbin, have a minimum amount of eccentricity, have a cupola module, a hitchhiker can, and a docking port. We'll go ahead and finish that mission. And we are still in the green. We actually made a tiny bit of profit. Not that much. But the next mission will be going and getting Kethane and bringing back here for conversion. So with that, pretty simple mission. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll see you in a couple days. Once again, this was Shimmy. And I'll see you on the next episode.